moving to oneness. Nourishing curiosity. Embracing differences. Becoming one.
A snow-covered landscape ushered in the year 2026. It looks so beautiful outside, and it feels so beautiful walking through the landscape on the snow, which is not so often that this phenomena happens here in my area in Germany. Hello everyone, I'm Meilin Ehlke, your host of the Moving to Oneness podcast. 2026 is a fantastic year, and you can feel it already. I was talking about the snow, its beautiful crystals, each unique in its beauty and in unison, creating this beautiful cover. And the sound it creates when you walk on it, the little crackling. And I hope you are able to enjoy that if you live more in the northern hemisphere at the moment. It was really interesting. I was walking yesterday in the evening at night. It was already dark, and I wanted to experience the snow again. I love walking through the snow with the sunshine, right? When everything is glistering, sparkling, brightening up everything. It creates a good mood right away. But the same thing yesterday happened at night, early evening. First, I thought I would walk through the village, yeah? And then I thought, no, I want to go and experience again walking on snow, the thick snow, in the untouched snow, because there haven't been so many people walking on this certain route that I love to take through the hills here. And what was fascinating was I could see. I did not need a lamp because the sky was cloudy and the moon was still full. And we had a full moon, January 3rd, right? The wolf moon, bringing up all of your emotions to be looked at, and which ones you don't need anymore, to say goodbye to them and to utilize the emotions you desire to move you forward, to make you so unique, like each snowflake that is on that ground, right? This is what 2026 is asking us, is asking you, is asking me to bring out. Our uniqueness, our way of being, living our purpose even more, right? And it's helping us. This is so important to know. You don't have to do this alone. So yes, you're asked to become more courageous to do it, but you don't have to do it alone, right? You have the snow, you have the moon, and because the snow crystals were frozen in the cold air in the clouds, they were like reflectors. It brightened up the night, and it had like swooshes of light in the sky, not one brightness, lightness, but a swoosh, like a painting. I really enjoyed it. And I did take a picture. In the darkness of blue-gray tones, there was this white, light orange tone. And it had this swoosh, like the nature of a meadow, right? Plants grow this way, the flowers, they're not one clump of flowers in an area. There's like a swoosh in one. It starts with the tiny one, then it's grouped, and then it flows out again, or like a stroke with the brush, with the paint brush, right? If you use watercolor, you set it up, yet you get thicker as you put down pressure on the brush and the paper, and then you lift off again and you have this fine line. That's how the sky looked like. And at the same time, also then the landscape, because the trees didn't have snow on them anymore. The sun had shined the day before and had melted away the dust, the powder on the trees. So then even there you had these swooshes of darker colors, or even if you go over the meadows and the old fields, right, when the grasses come out in some areas, they peeked out, where the wheat was cut, right? It stuck up and it had these gray tones, but I just loved it. And what came out was the adventure, being so adventurous again. So snow does that to me, and maybe it does the same thing to you if you are able to experience where you live. Or maybe you have traveled to the mountains and experienced there, or maybe you went to the poles to experience it. This group, anyway, that's listening to this podcast is really fascinating. But you probably also have it somewhere when you live in the desert, yeah? Or if you look over the ocean. So you may have experienced similar phenomena. There is a crystalline information that comes out of the cosmos onto our Earth, right? It started with 3i Atlas that brought new information and a newer way of being, and new gases with wisdom, particles, and all of that you can feel. Then we had a wind out of the east that brought the freshness, right? The fairies, nature comes often in medicine wheels out of the east, the morning sun, the rising moon. Yeah. So it's something, we have a rising, we have something new is starting. What have you experienced? Have you experienced this newness? There's something lighter, with something with more focus, with more dedication. It's awakening the dedication, but it's awakening also the adventure. So when I was walking there, seeing the ground where to put my next step, right? And where's the path through the snow? And it didn't matter. It was this adventure, going out and experiencing. It was revitalizing each cell. So that light that is igniting the crystalline structure, so in the snow or in the clouds, in your body, in my body, in our body, right? It's also igniting our memory. Many of us carry crystalline structures in our DNA, and that is being ignited, invited to go into its rhythm, to swing, to dance, and to explore itself. So there's so much invitation to exploration. Clarity is here as well. So you could see that during the day, if you look somewhere, the colors are very brilliant. Today again, when I went for my walk, what was now more sunset, but the setting sun was giving this orange yellow film, or highlighting the beige or the greens, bringing out these orange tones, right? And these are also tones of fire, of igniting. Oh yes, we are in the, right, as the Chinese here says, it's the fiery horse. But that's what we're doing. We're putting again fire into our beingness, into why we're here. We're bringing that out. We have dimmed our light for many decades, many of us. And so we are undimming. We're really also letting our light shine. So you're letting your light shine through. You're expanding out. I can feel it, right? If our particles go into their motion, into their clearness, they're throwing off when they have been too tight to each other, with each other. Depends, what particles, what cells they connected to, different group, but not in our body only. That's also happening in plants, or that's with people, with another person, with cultural groups. We're seeing more of each other. We're acknowledging each other in what rhythm they desire to be, what drives and what colors make them sparkle. So the invitation is not just coming down from the cosmos and the light beings asking us, but we as a human species at the moment, we're asking that of each other, of coming together, of supporting each other and igniting. In a way, the community is coming together. There is this bonding, and we're asking each other questions. We're nudging each other to try things out. We're helping each other to put the focus where you desire it, where I desire it, where we desire it, so we can become again, or let's not become, we already are, but in a way it feels to take away those last covers that are beautiful structure, like again, this unique crystal structure that looks different on each single snowflake. I mean, imagine how many flakes come down, tiny ones, big ones. Take a look maybe on, if you have children around you, when the snow falls on their heads, right? You can look on top what beautiful crystals are created, because children are so connected. The crystals can even change as they drop onto a being, onto a plant. So maybe look at crystals, how they look different on different plants or different intentions. Or maybe you put water outside, or tea, or your own hand when you have maybe gloves on, when they fall into the center of your hand, where your energy comes out and goes into conversation with that snow crystal before it turns into water. Or how does the snow feel on your cheeks? One morning I walked outside with my cats. They experienced for the first time the snow. Right, first it was a little cool, but then they play, make their own little snowballs. Or dogs, you can watch the dogs. I don't have a dog at the moment, but when I go now for walks, they love it and they jump into it. It's this fluffiness. So what is in your life that can be more fluffy? Where can you jump into? Where can you bring up that joy within you and to play like this? To play with what is existing around you. So take a different look, a perspective of what is around you. I invite you to do that. I'm going to do the same, because the walk yesterday at night brought out this adventurous. And that is rejuvenating in a way. It creates a power within it. You become like unstoppable. All right. You become more creative. You follow through to your own aims, your own ideas, your own goals, your own intention. Right? You really set the perception. We become these beautiful healers because we become light as well. Right? The snow is light of weight, but it still can create a blanket of snow. And so can you. You are light of weight wherever you step, where you move, what you create, but you're also as bright as those snow crystals yesterday. Or let the light through so lovingly. That's the word that is coming. How can you let love light? Yes, because the intention you put onto the light as it comes through your body and you send it out again with your breath, with your eyes, with your love, with your presence, with the history of your step that you have just taken, right? Even each step is a conversation, is a interaction, an exchange with the ground you've been on, with the air in between, with the energy in between. So what have you left? What grows, comes out of that experience, that exchange? So when you go for a walk, what do you think about? Is there intention for you in the present moment? Is intention there for the future? Is there intention of love, saying hello to everything that is surrounding you? Saying hello even through the air you walk, or through the humidity you walk, through the crystals you walk, through the desert sand you walk, through the water you walk at the beach, through the woods you walk, right? That's what I invite you this year, especially now in January, to enliven you, to explore, to ignite, because you ignite as much as everything else around you ignites. You also ignite everything around you. You're here on this beautiful earth to bring your essence, your wisdom, your light, your love to everything that is existing. So everyone, be the bright light with the lightness of this flake that you may see or not see. Maybe take a look at pictures of snowflakes if you're in an area where it's not. Or maybe even read something about Emoto. He really photographed beautiful crystals, and more people are starting to do that. But do know you are also this gorgeous, beautiful crystal. Shine brightly, shine beautifully, and be this loving being you are. Have a wonderful year. I'm Meilin, your host of the Moving to Oneness podcast. Bye bye.